the OSU Student Farm with Dr. Robbie Jadeja, and we're going to talk about produce and food safety. So what are some of the things we have to consider? We're at a working farm here. We have produce, vegetables coming off the field. What do we have to be concerned about?
First of all, thank you, Dr. Moss, for inviting me for this presentation, this talk. Produce is a leading cause of foodborne illnesses, unfortunately. In fact, last year alone in the US, between all of the outbreaks we had more than 1,000 illnesses associated with fresh produce. There are multiple factors we need to consider. Anything that can introduce foodborne pathogen to produce, that can include worker hygiene, soil amendments, irrigation water, and also sanitation of equipment and utensils that we are utilizing to harvest and pack our produce. And most importantly, we need to keep good records of documentation. So just in case, if we ever get into trouble, then we can show that we have done the right thing.
So this is important. We have to be safe from beginning to the end,
yes,
until it leaves the farm, right?
Yes.
So what are some of the things that we would do in practice?
So in practice, we need to provide enough training to our employees that they do not pick up a produce that is contaminated with feces. If you are using compost or any type of biological soil amendment, we want to make sure that we apply it right so it cannot become source of contamination. We need to know our water. If we are using surface water like pond water, if it is contaminated, it can directly contaminate our fresh produce, especially if you are using that water right at the harvest time. So we need to be careful about that. In cleaning and sanitation, sky is the limit, because depending on what practices we are employing, if we are using certain equipment, how we clean those equipments. Can we use certain equipments? We have seen lots of people like to retrofit equipments to make it work for produce processing, but some of them may or may not be a good choice for cleaning and sanitizing fresh produce.
So we have some equipment by us. So this is equipment that's made for produce washing, but still, can we just hook it up, turn it on and go, or what do we have to do for this?
So this is a great example. This is a very good quality equipment. I'm not concerned about safety related issue with this equipment as long as we can clean and sanitize this equipment. Things like brushes that you see here, if we do not clean, it can actually accumulate microorganisms. Those microorganisms are going to start multiplying and they can produce biofilm. And those biofilm can transfer to fresh produce that we are washing, and that can become a big source of contamination. So using right chemicals to sanitize our equipment after we use it, or even when we are using it with fresh produce and wash our fresh produce with certain type of antimicrobials, can not only extend the shelf life, but make our produce safer from contamination from equipment.
What are some of the microbials we want to use so that we don't have this issue? So can we use food grade bleach? Are there other things?
Yeah, food grade bleach is an excellent sanitizer. There are multiple ways that we can use depending on the variety of fresh produce. For example, if you are trying to wash cantaloupe that has a rough surface, typically much higher microbial load because it's on the ground, you want to use about 200 parts per million chlorine solution, and you can achieve that by taking 1 tablespoon of bleach and put it in 1 gallon of water, and you get yourself an excellent sanitizer. But if you're trying to wash leafy greens, then I wouldn't go to a 200 parts per million. I would like to keep my concentration of bleach to about 70 parts per million so that I don't have any adverse impact on the produce quality. There are other antimicrobials, such as Tsunami is one of the very common antimicrobial used by organic producers. So I also want to bust the myth that if you are buying or growing organic produce, we cannot use any type of antimicrobials. No, we can, as long as it is approved for organic application.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what about the equipment when we're sanitizing the equipment, what type of concentration should we be looking at?
So typically, I would recommend using 200 parts per million chlorine solution. But for equipment cleaning, the most important step is a cleaning.
Yeah.
We want to remove all of the visible dust, dirt, and pieces of produce from that equipment using detergent. And then after that, we want to sanitize with 200 parts per million chlorine. If you think that equipment is extremely dirty, needed to be cleaned more effectively, need deep sanitation, then you can go up to 1,000 parts per million chlorine, but that requires potable water rinse of that equipment. Yeah.
So if we take some, let's say lettuce, leafy greens off the field, and we take them to the bubbler here, get everything washed up, sanitized, and then we want to get the water out. And we've seen where farms will retrofit equipment to do that, and we have one over here to take a look at, so let's go take a look. So Dr. Jadeja, we have a washing machine, right? And this one's kind of been retrofit or reprogrammed to just do the spin cycle. So we could put lettuce in there, close it, spin it, get that water off. It might work, right? And then again, we might have some issues. So tell me about this.
So this is a great example that this can work, but there are some potential challenges. Your washing machine is not designed to clean and sanitize, especially sanitize. And so there are so many spaces where microorganisms can hide. So when you are trying to wash your produce inside the washing machine, there are some microorganisms from that produce is going to go inside between the tub and the rear wall, and then also at the bottom of your washing plate. Those microorganisms can start building biofilm. Biofilm is a multi-layer community of microorganisms, and they are not going to die very quickly, and it can become a source of contamination when you take a fresh batch of fresh produce, put it in the washing machine, and try to rinse it off. So the key is identify a simple equipment that you can clean and sanitize. If you have to use this equipment, I strongly recommend add this equipment in your cleaning regimen where you clean and sanitize and make sure that equipment is not going to become a source of contamination.
So we can buy specialized equipment or we can retrofit, but it might create more work for us.
Yes, for sure. And for more information, always reach out to our extension website to get tips and tricks associated with cleaning and sanitation.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this video as part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on the OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.